Good afternoon. My name is Elizabeth May. I'm the Member of Parliament for Saanich-Gulf Islands. And for today's press conference, the most significant thing about that is that I've invited one of my constituents to come forward to speak to an important piece of legislation. I regret very much that Marc Garneau, who is the sponsor of this very important private member's bill, Bill C-420, an act to create a commissioner for children, is unavoidably not able to be with us. And I will soon not be able to be with us either because there are pressing votes on Bill C-45 upstairs. I'm grateful that Bruce Hyer, Independent Member of Parliament for Thunder Bay Superior North, has joined us, that former parliamentarian and human rights advocate David Kilgour will be able to stay for the whole press conference. And without further ado, I'd like to introduce one of my lesser-known constituents, an up-and-coming young entertainer, the quite remarkable, world-renowned advocate for children and founder of the Center for Child Honoring, Raffi.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Elizabeth. I'm here in support of this bill for a Commissioner for Children and Young Persons in Canada. I think we need a strong federal representation for children to protect their rights. The UN Convention of the Rights of the Child is something that Canada has ratified, and our children deserve the strongest protection. They deserve the best provision that we can give them, and they deserve to be participants in a society as valued members. And that's why I and the Center for Child Honoring are strongly in favor of this bill.
Thank you, Raffi. I have a 17-year-old, 6'3" tall son who was raised with Raffi songs, and either Raffi on tape or I sang to him virtually every day for several years. Baby beluga in the deep blue sea.
Who would have bet you'd be the one to sing?
So I'm honored. I'm honored that Raffi is here with us. Unfortunately, we have a government presently, and several governments in the past, that have not done a good job of protecting children. We have a government now which, from where I sit, seem to believe that if you're poor, oftentimes that's your fault. How they can imagine that it's the fault of children to be poor is beyond me, but I thank Marc Garneau for introducing this legislation, and I thank Raffi for being here today to underscore the importance of standing up for our children. Thank you.
Sorry, I take the mic again, Elizabeth May. One parliamentary note that I should make clear. This bill, C-420, is going before the House tomorrow for its vote on second reading. Again, it's Marc Garneau's private member's bill, and it's our hope that by inviting Raffi here today to support the bill, Canadians from coast to coast will contact their members of Parliament to urge support for Bill C-420 to create a Children's Commissioner to speak on behalf of Canada's children. C'est une question difficile à cause de les niveaux différents de juridiction. Mais alors, c'est clair que nous avons le besoin de quelqu'un qui parle, qui prend le porte-parole en faveur des droits des enfants. And I'd like to now ask David Kilgour, former parliamentarian and human rights advocate, to explain his reasons for supporting the bill.
Merci, Elizabeth. Bonjour, Elizabeth. Je peux dire quelque chose en français. Il faut dire qu'absolument que Raffi, nous sommes des admirateurs de vous, Raffi, depuis très longtemps dans notre famille. I think we first heard you in our family when you were, was about 20 years ago.
Oh, oui.
And we have been a fan of yours in our family for a long, long time. So I'm very happy to be here to support you and to support Bill C-420. And I hope that all the members will vote for this bill when it comes up for a vote. It's definitely a step in the right direction. I agree with everything that's been said. And now I'm going to call on a superstar from the Senate, Jim Munson.
I just walked through the door. I can't get, excuse me, I can't get baby beluga out of my head. I feel, it's a whale of a morning. No, and it's really nice to meet you.
Thank you. Good to
It's
meet
really
you as well.
important to be here, and for those of us who are paying attention to the rights of the child, it's an extremely important initiative, and to have Raffi support this and to have you support this as well is incredible. And of course, Elizabeth May, as a senator for the last 9 years and working with the Human Rights Committee, we have always supported the idea of a commissioner for children. And I'm here simply to say that the rights of the child are very important to all of us. and particularly the rights of the child with those with disabilities or those who don't have the same playing field that we all have. It's extremely important not to forget children in this country, and if anything, the government of Canada has a responsibility for Aboriginal children. They are being left behind in this whole debate. So anything that we can do to help and to move this Commissioner for Children and Young Persons in this country, to move this along, if the House of Commons passes it, we will work hard as a Liberal opposition in the Senate with our Conservative friends to move this along. Private members' bills work. It took me 3 years for my autism bill to get passed, but it's out there. World Autism Awareness Day. So these private members' initiatives are important for our country, important for our children, and we just like to say that we support it very much. Thank you.
Any questions? Comments?
May I add something?
Sure. Well said.
I'm so glad to be part of this support of the bill today for the Commissioner of Children and Young Persons. You know, Canadian kids now are more vulnerable than ever in new ways. Young users of social media are vulnerable to predators who are out to get them. We know this, and that's why the Centre for Child Honoring is a proud partner in a new initiative called the Red Hood Project for online safety for young users. Also, I've been calling for some time for a national ban on advertising and direct marketing to kids who are under the age of 13. Quebec has such a ban, Sweden has such a ban, and I think it's time that the children of this country lived commercial-free in their formative years. It's something we can do, and I'd like to very much see that. And maybe a Commissioner for Children can help advocate for exactly such a ban.
Here, here. Anybody have a question? So please go ahead.
Oh.
Any questions? I guess everybody agrees with us.
Well, and the bottom line is, though, that this is working in the United Kingdom. We had the Children's Commissioner here a couple of years ago explaining to us what a Children's Commissioner does in the UK. And if it can work in the United Kingdom, why can't it work in Canada?
Here, here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, I guess they're